Robbinsdale School District is revisiting their safety protocols after an individual made his way into Armstrong High School with a firearm in his backpack. It turns out that firearm was not operable. However, parents are raising safety concerns. The Armstrong High School principal sent a letter to parents telling them of the incident. It said several of our students reported that a non-Armstrong student was in the building. The letter went on to say the incident is being fully investigated by the Plymouth Police Department. Plymouth Police tell CCX News that they were called at about 12:15 Monday. They say a 15-year-old male was taken into custody for possession of a firearm on school property. CCX News also contacted the school district seeking comment. School officials say they couldn't provide any further details, citing the ongoing investigation. Brooklyn Park City Council Monday night voted down a proposal that would have allowed people to keep pot-bellied pigs as pets. And that means Pico, the pig we told you about Monday, may have to find a new home. The vote was 5-2. In the minority, Mayor Jeff Lundy pointed out that concerns about pigs can be applied to a more common pet.
Every single thing that people talk about pigs applies to dogs. They're related to wolves. They have killed people. They bite people. They will attack people. They cause damage. They get loose. They're irresponsible owners. So if we really care about that, we should actually get rid of all the dogs.
Majority voter Mark Maida expressed concern that allowing pigs now could open the door to other animals.
But I think the norm are cats and dogs. That's what people know right now. In the future, can I have 5 horses in my backyard? Maybe. I probably can't have them making a bunch of noise at certain times of night or stuff like that. Can I have a bear?
Community Engagement Director Kim Bergeron said that staff will be ordering Pico's owner to put the pig in a different home allowed by city ordinance. Meanwhile, the Brooklyn Park City Council has given final approval to a new ordinance that protects tenants following an ownership change of apartment buildings. Under the ordinance, tenants must receive in writing a notice from a new owner. Tenants would receive relocation assistance if during a 3-month notification period the new owner increases rent, makes substantial change to the lease, or doesn't renew the lease without cause. The amount of relocation assistance is 3 months of rent. Brooklyn Park's ordinance is similar to a tenant protection ordinance approved in Brooklyn Center. Another sports dome is coming to the northwest suburbs. Construction continues on the Park Center Dome, and when it's finished, the facility will have many uses. We get the story now from Eric Nelson.
For Park Center High School, it's great because now they're going to have an additional indoor space to use in the winter.
The bubble is coming. Construction on Park Center's new $7.7 million sports dome continues. Inflation will be in mid-December, and activities start in early January.
There's a little delay in the delivery and construction of the fabric for the actual dome itself, so the schedule got pushed back a little bit from what we thought.
Despite the delay, the dome's foundation is now in place, and outdoor games are already being played. Youth football teams, such as the Brooklyn Park Pirates, have christened the brand new field turf, breaking it in for future athletic competition.
We've got soccer, we've got lacrosse, baseball, softball, cricket. A little bit of everybody is hoping to use the dome.
The multi-use dome will be located just south of Pride Stadium.
The dome itself is 230 feet wide and 400 feet long.
When complete, it will resemble another white bubble in the northwest burbs.
It's very similar to the Maple Grove Dome.
The Maple Grove Sports Dome is the Teflon template that Park Center is using. It will be a beehive of activity, benefiting athletes and area residents.
We also plan to do some open dome times where it's open to the community, where you come in, you pay a couple bucks, you can throw a football around, you can play soccer, use the batting cages, etc.
The dome could be a game changer for Park Center, which has dealt with a facilities crunch in recent years.
Really, as a community, to have 2 artificial turf fields to be able to use year-round, one that'll be covered with a dome, is a tremendous community asset.
In Brooklyn Park, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
The cost of the sports dome is being paid for by Osseo area schools and the city of Brooklyn Park. A Brooklyn Park businessman says he's grateful for support he's receiving from the community. Jim Wagner is the owner of Wagner's Drive-In. The restaurant has operated in Brooklyn Park for more than 2 decades. However, now Wagner is fighting stage 4 skin cancer. The restaurant continues to stay open, but he has not been able to do much of his catering business or be open on Sundays. This has accounted for more than a 40% loss of business. On Sunday, friends from the Wagniters Car Club held a benefit for him. More than 400 people packed the Palm Palmer Lake VFW to show support.
I was overwhelmed. There's a few people that I was beyond shocked on. Some of the people I haven't seen in 30 years.
Wagner has an uphill battle. He recently got out of the hospital with double pneumonia. We have information on the fundraiser and how to help on our website, ccxmedia.org. Some good news now for drivers seeking to get their license. The Minnesota Department of Public Safety has announced it will now offer weekend hours at 3 Twin Cities driver exam stations, including one in Plymouth. Behind the wheel exams on Saturday and Sunday run through December 22nd. The announcement is meant to help with the backlog of appointments and reduce the strain on busy families. It's unclear if weekend exams will continue in the new year. The Bloodmobile is back in town, and this time local students played an important role. Tuesday, Cooper High School students gathered to donate blood to the American Red Cross. The Red Cross says there's a critical need for blood right now, and events like this help meet it. A Cooper High School teacher says it's personal for her. Her mom had cancer and surgery when she was in high school, and that started her on a lifelong mission to donate blood. And now she's organizing Cooper's blood drive to have even more impact.
So many people are going to be affected by the donations that happen today. It's so exciting.
If you'd like to donate blood, contact the American Red Cross. We have more information on our website.
The Armstrong football team is enjoying one of the best seasons in program history. The Falcons will play for a section championship Friday night. Jay Wilcox has more with the Falcons.
It's been quite a ride, and the Armstrong Falcons aren't ready for it to end. They're 9-0 and ranked second in the state in their first season in Class 5A.
It's been fun. It's been different, and it's definitely something that we've enjoyed for as long as it's been. We're going to try to continue to keep this thing going as far as we can, because this is the first time that we've had something like this, and as far as my history in the school, so we want to try to get as far as we can.
Going 9-0, we've really got a lot of support from the community and the school. We're just having a lot of fun with it, and we're just trying to go as far as we can.
The Falcons got a test from Monticello in a 28-14 win in the Section 6 5A semifinal Saturday afternoon, but it's a test they passed.
I thought we played pretty well on both sides of the ball. We knew it was going to be physical. I went up and watched them play up in St. Cloud, and we came back going, oh boy, we're going to have our hands full. And I thought that was one of the more physical teams we played this year, and so we were happy to come out of that one.
First section win I've ever had, so we just came out with a lot of intensity, and it was a really fun win.
This week, Armstrong meets Elk River, a team that's been in the state playoffs the past 3 seasons, winning 1 title and finishing second once.
They got a lot of guys that are used to this, and they've been in these situations for a long time, and so we know what they're coming with, and so we got to make sure that even though we haven't been necessarily this far into the playoffs, that we still have to come with our best game no matter what.
They're obviously been in the state tournament for a lot of years, and then super good team, well coached, big and physical, and so we're going to have our hands full.
Armstrong is hoping star receiver Ty Bowman can play Friday. He missed last game with a hip injury. It's one of the biggest games in Falcons football history. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
The Armstrong Elk River game is at 7 o'clock Friday night at St. Michael Albertville High School. You can see full game coverage on a tape delay basis later tonight at 10 p.m. here on CCX1 and on ccxmedia.org. For the second time in 3 years, the Maple Grove girls soccer team is playing for a state championship. Thursday afternoon, the Crimson will take on longtime conference and playoff nemesis Centennial. This is video for when the Cougars and Crimson played during the regular season. Centennial won that game 2-1. Crimson beat the Cougars in both the 2017 and 2018 Section 5AA final, but the sections were realigned for this year, allowing the chance for these teams to meet in the state championship. It's a team the Crimson are very familiar with.
See what Rosemont looks like. Centennial's got some dangerous attackers. That's who we're seeing on Thursday. That'll definitely be a point of focus throughout the week. We're still at the point where we feel like if we play at our best, we feel like the game's going to go well.
Maple Grove and Centennial play at 3 o'clock Thursday at U.S. Bank Stadium. Neither program has won a state championship. Crimson finished as runner-up 2 years ago. Maple Grove girls tennis player Zoe Atkins placed 4th in the state Class AA singles competition last week. On this week's Sports Jam show on CCX, Jay Wilcox profiles Atkins. Here's a clip from that story.
While footwork and shot making are important, a lot of tennis is mental. Like all players, Atkins has times of frustration, but she's learned how to manage it pretty well during matches.
I've had some really negative times, and you just learn from it, you know. You just learn how to, manage that and just realize, like, you're not going to win every match. So you just have to try to just play your hardest and not get too frustrated about losing points because, it's going to happen. So
Zoe just finished playing in her 4th straight state tournament, a streak that started in her first varsity season as a 7th grader. Though she's still not the biggest player around, her game has grown as she's gotten bigger and older.
I've gotten way more comfortable, stepping in, being able to play more offense.
Watch the rest of the Zoe Atkins story and all the week's top highlights on Sports Jam. It's on through Wednesday on CCX.